Hey guys, wanted to get online for maybe 10-15 minutes and just kind of briefly go over some of the things we're seeing here lately. You know, I've been as surprised as most everyone else has been with just kind of what we've been seeing with Ethereum lately. Ethereum, you know, roughly around 250 bucks. You know, we were seeing Ethereum at like 500, you know, not too long ago. So, you know, it's a lot of the platforms that I've been kind of getting in recently and been recommending are kind of Ethereum based. So I think that there's like, you know, I've read a few different articles. Like I was trying to get a little bit of information as to like, you know, why we're seeing some of the activity we're seeing here lately. Some of what I was kind of reading was basically, it was tying it into some ICOs that were Ethereum based that kind of like were maturing, and so you saw a huge sell-off with that. You know, I don't know how much I fully, you know, believe in that, because they weren't really mentioning some of the specific ICOs. But let's just take a quick peek at kind of what we're seeing with Ethereum here. Let me see if I can set this up the right way. So Ethereum, there's Ethereum. This is kind of like the overall charts, and like what we're seeing is like this has been let's see if I can do it this way. Like right now with the price that we're seeing here currently in August, we haven't seen these prices since basically about November of last year, like basically early November, and that was really before the peak that we had saw kind of like in that kind of initial explosion. You can kind of see some of the trading. Some of this is not as reported. You can see like Bit4X and Diobi Trade, which are two kind of like smaller or lesser known exchanges. I guess Bit4X has been coming onto the market a little bit more. But OKEX, Binance, Diobi, Bitfinex, those are some of the ones we would you know, expect to see kind of in that area. But yeah, I mean, it's been you know, really interesting kind of see. Like if we're taking a look at like, you know, right now, you know, currently at about 11% down in the overall market. And Ethereum's been getting hit a lot harder than some of the other coins. Like when you're looking at the top, you know, the top 10, Cardano's taken a pretty huge hit. You see Cardano at roughly, you know, below 10 cents. You know, I mean, what is doing pretty well? Really, the only one according to this is 10X. And, you know, we're seeing a lot that have kind of been down. I was talking a little bit about Aurora, you know, earlier. A lot of these other coins, you know, not doing as well. Not doing as well. Yeah, I think, yeah, I would agree with that. Cardano, I think, is a great time to get in right now. I'm holding quite a bit of Cardano, but the thing with Cardano is like it's kind of been described by Hodgkinson as kind of like this, you know, next generation, even calling it a third generation blockchain. We haven't really seen the adoption, like with different types of platforms wanting to kind of get in and interact with Cardano. It's strictly really been Ethereum lately. So perhaps when you're seeing, you know, a little bit of a market sell-off, you're seeing people that like maybe aren't like using some of these coins or technologies, and those ones tend to get hit the hardest. But you would expect to see a little bit more price stability with a platform like Ethereum, if that were the case, which is not what we're seeing, since it's pretty much one of the, you know, the hardest hit, at least right now. But man, like the market cap at under 200 billion, you're currently at 191 billion. That's you know, that's a pretty huge retraction. And this is something that I know there have been a few people that have been kind of talking about it or predicting a little bit of a market retrace, but, you know, I don't think anyone is really expecting, you know, this much of a sell-off. So a lot of shit coins will suffer. Yeah, I'd agree with that. So, oh, great. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Cryptocurrency. I'm just doing a video. Oh, I'm not. That's fine. Okay. Okay. The manager there wanted to check with me, make sure I'm not shooting guests or anything. ETH contracts will be the new hedge for ETH smart contracts soon. I've been big in the smart contract space, so but this is the time, like if you do have some fiat sitting on the sidelines and people have been talking about buying the dip, I don't know how much more of a dip you're going to see here. Like, you know, I mean, some people think it may go a lot lower, but like, I don't know. I've been hearing some reports, at least with regards to Bitcoin, that Bitcoin is going to be, you know, it's poised for a breakout. That, you know, once we get enough consolidation in the price of Bitcoin, that we might start to see that ready for a little bit of a breakout. And when it breaks out, we might actually see a large increase in price, kind of followed by a little bit of a, you know, maybe a consolidation. But I don't know. It's unpredictable. I guess this is perhaps where I need to get a little bit more into like technical analysis to see if there's actually is some data or some information there that would give you some indications as to where you might see the market trend. But you know, in terms of like, if you're looking at this dip and you're looking at projects you want to get into, we'll kind of go into that a little bit. Say you got, you know, a few $1,000 on the sidelines, and you're kind of looking at, you know, what's a good project, you know, to kind of to get into. If we're looking at some of the projects that aren't being hit as hard, I'm kind of looking through the list right now. Like, I don't see as many that I would, you know, that I would recommend. It's interesting to see EOS as low as it is. EOS is not one that I'm seeing as a good one to get into right now. One that's right below it is the Kyber network. I would probably say the Kyber network is a good platform to get into. Like the exchange coins tend to be ones that have done well over time. Let's take a look at Kyber network. See if I can show this to you guys here. So, this is Kyber network. Kind of flipping through this a little bit. So it's had some history of being a little bit higher, and it's currently at its like lowest point in its, like, this is looking at all. This is the entire history of this coin and this network. So a lot of it being traded on BitHum, OKEX, Huobi, Binance. So some larger ones there, but 42% in BitHum. So I can see that one. I can see that one as a good play. Let's take a look at a few others. I'll turn this around here. Man, it's hot here. Nice little waterfall here. Let me towel off, jeez. Let me check in with the chat here a little bit. So he's back then? No, I'm trying to get out of here. I'll be leaving here pretty soon. I'm going back to Vietnam. I like Vietnam. But I'm still kind of checking in with the insanity of the crypto market right now. ETH EVM compatibility is going to be huge. Developers are not going to drop their ETH investment in learning, understanding, productivity. Loom will be huge. Yeah, Loom. Where is Loom? I think, yeah, Loom Network. I see that one as a really good one. Let's pull this up here. Yeah, so it's dropped out of the top 100. So here's Loom. Kind of see 117th position. But the price right now, you know, is really close to its all-time low. We're kind of looking at the history of this thing. I don't see it as being closer to 6 cents. This is really its all-time low at this point. I see this one as having a fair amount of potential. down 18% today. Let's take a look at proof of week hands. This is one that, you know, again, like I was kind of cautioning people about. Well, let me refresh this. This might give us some better data, but last time it was saying it was 46,000 or so. Yeah, all the long-term graphs look the same. But this is kind of the trend we were seeing. Like, that's why, like, I've been kind of, I've been cautioning people about getting into this project right now, because there's not a whole lot of greens. You can see this one spike right here, but not a whole lot of volume of people that are getting into that project. So I think that that one is headed for 40,000 or so. That's my prediction, is that we're going to see that kind of trend towards 40,000 before a new project comes out and we see a little bit of a reversal. WTF. Clover, what do you think about Dropple? Are they legit? I haven't seen anything that's made me question whether or not the platform's, you know, legit or not. It's down quite a bit today. You know, I will say that I probably need to do a little bit more research or due diligence and kind of looking into that platform. Everything kind of from the outside appears that it's one that is probably worthy of adding to your, you know, the projects you're in. So like currently right now, like I only have 1,000 in Dropple, but I would like to probably look at getting, you know, bumping that up and getting that into, you know, closer to 5,000 or 10,000 invested in that platform. I mean, I think diversification is good. Like, you know, I was mentioning that this was a big problem that I had kind of moving into the year, because I was pretty over invested in BCC, and so I lost pretty big in that project. Whereas, you know, I think that a lot of these platforms can fail for whatever reason. It's difficult to try to time the market with some of these. It's difficult to try to say, you know, I mean, based on experience, you can kind of look into some of these projects and say, hey, I don't know about this one, or I don't know how much I would invest into that one. You know, I've gone pretty heavy into like a lot of the Team Just projects, Proof of Week Hands, FOMO, those projects. Same thing with like arbitraging. Dropple is, I feel like, a little bit of a good hedge, or kind of a way to kind of diversify from some of those platforms. But you know, until I get a little bit more information on that, and get a little bit more information as to what's going on behind the scenes, like maybe that's some conversations I should have with Crypto Alex, who's a beta tester for them. But you know, I don't see any red flags. I don't see anything that is making me want to steer away from that project. You know, that may change. Yeah, I agree. FOMO 3D long round and one is going to go forever. Too many bots. I don't know enough about the bots. I know that people are scripting them, but as long as that project keeps going on, like, I'm happy, because, you know, I put quite a bit into that project. I think that I think the actual like scripting of some of the bots, or some of the buying of keys towards the end of the time around, could be beneficial for some of the shorter games, like, you know, the short game or some of the clones that have come out, since a lot of those projects are set up very similar. I don't know enough about scripting some of that stuff. That's where I'm gonna have to rely on someone that knows a little bit more about that. And there's a couple of guys, a couple of developers that I've been working with in Vietnam that are trying to kind of set that up and do that. So, and yeah, Crystal token, I need to look a little bit more into that. I know that it was like initially in kind of like that ICO phase when I was kind of initially looking at that platform. Now I know it's gotten out of the ICO phase, so yeah, maybe a little bit more information. I'm trying to kind of figure out, like, you know, what are some of the best ways to look at some of these projects, and what would maybe I perceive as a red flag, or what would be, you know, what would be something that would be concerning. And it's difficult to tell, because I think a lot of these platforms, even if there is something that's a little bit, you know, questionable, they may do things to kind of hide that. Are you in NovaChain? No. Crypto Saint said ARB is a scam, like BCC. Crypto Saint's going to call things a scam, and he's not going to give any kind of basis for why he's, you know, promoting that as that. So if he's got something that's actually substantial, I'd be willing to hear it. What's going on, Ronald? Yeah, not bad weather. A little bit too hot. I got a little bit of cloud cover now. Can you tell us if you have access to MBOT? Not yet. I will. I'm sure I'll get a little bit more into that here soon. But you know, there's been a couple of people, like I've been in contact with a few different people that have, like, you know, that have tested it out and have worked with it. So you know. I don't know, looking to get more insights and info with that project. Amen is convinced you have gone to jail for BitConnect. Like, I haven't done anything, you know, illegal, at least in my perspective, you know, unless you know, someone else sees it differently. So, I mean, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, just trying to do the right thing. Try not to land on too many people's radars, as my 4-year-old nephew has more ETH than FOMO Quick right now. What's going on, Mike? Yeah, we all lost in BCC. You know, I mean, I'm keeping that door open. You know, hope something, you know, hope we get some more information about that, and that it, you know, wasn't set up, you know, as a scam. You know, I'm, you know, hoping that something comes out of that. But I think for the most part, like, I've been really trying to focus on projects and things like that where people can at least make back some of what they lost in platforms like that. Like BitConnect is one, but there's several others. So, I mean, kind of working as best I can to try to add some light to that whole situation. You know, maybe something happens, maybe nothing happens. Still staking BCC. It's one way to earn. Admit it, Clover, you FOMO'd on FOMO for Mo money. Now you have no Mo money. I FOMO'd on FOMO long, pretty hard. Yeah, I guess you could say that. So, you know, I invested quite a bit into it. I mean, I'm still kind of a believer in it. Like, if this is a project that continues to go and go and go, and if these bots are scripted to not let the contract die, that's going to end up being a good play. But I am looking at it as more of like a long-term play. BitConnect is done, along with several others like Devore. Well, there are people that have been talking about resurrecting, you know, BitConnect, like taking over, you know, forking the coin, taking over the project from GitHub. So there's, you know, the technology is still, it's a fast coin. It's, you know, it has some attributes to it that makes it valuable. But unfortunately, like, the association with the lending platform and how that all transpired has been a bad one. You get divvies every second on long. Are you in Seattle right now? No, I'm not in Seattle. So I was gonna do a video in Seattle. I still might. I'm gonna, like, I've been meaning to go and buy this laptop. I'm gonna actually do that right after the stream. I'm gonna go buy a laptop so I can do some video editing. I got a bunch of video that I wanted to make a video for and kind of show you guys why I came into the States. It would make a lot more sense when I do the video. Nothing cryptocurrency related, but yeah, I'm in the States for a little bit longer. But how many years until ROI from FOMO 3D? You do the math. I mean, gosh, like I guess it's not really based on time, but more on volume. Like the volume of that contract is really what is the main driver for dividends, right? So, but ICO treasuries are getting wrecked, so liquidating ETH. DAI is also liquidating ETH. Yeah, I was looking into that a little bit, the DAI project. I probably need to get my tech set up a little bit better with where I'm staying, so I can kind of do a little bit more on that. I'm not in Cali. If you know where this is, if you know what city this is in, maybe you know where I am. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like waterfalls. Anytime I can kind of be around water, it's soothing. But all right, guys, I just wanted to pop on for a little bit and just kind of talk about how Ethereum's wrecking me right now. So, if you guys have some thoughts or some things you want me to take a look into, by all means, you know, kind of pass some of those my way. I've had some people reach out to me that have been, you know, sending some stuff my way, so I'm looking into some things. You know, I think for the most part, hodling and kind of getting into some projects you believe in, some coins you actually use. Yeah, I can see ETC is a good one. Yeah, I'll bring you guys some more information on MBOT. I'll talk with David about that and see if there's, you know, kind of what the progress is on that. But other than that, yeah, appreciate you guys staying online, and I'll check back in with you guys tomorrow.